Sorry.
It's okay. So when Amethyst, then it was like a long-term recovery program for women,
Okay.
and rare that women who did have children, they could bring them there, and it was a great experience.
Right.
Well, one of the steps is you had to volunteer first, and
Oh,
I worked through a lot. I was very embarrassed. I didn't want to be a consumer. I mean, I still,
right.
and it took me
Right.
6 months at Amethyst for them to say, you know what? I don't care if you're a social worker, your best thought got you in that seat.
Yeah.
So it took time. And then the only place I could think about volunteering was the open shelter.
Okay, so you came to the open shelter to volunteer.
Yes, I spoke to Kent, and he knew because when I was at Mary Hammond Engagement Center, I would come up to the open shelter and get lunches.
Right.
And they would help me with clothes because I came with just the clothes on my back, and really helped me a lot. And so when I wanted to volunteer, I said, can I volunteer? And it was beautiful. He said, of course. I mean, and so it was like a totally different
Right.
relationship that I had with like him and Mary. I've always loved, and because Mary passed away when I was at Amethyst,
Oh.
and when I went to her service, of course I saw everybody I used to work with,
Right.
and so it was very beautiful that I came now as someone who needed help.
How long ago was that?
I got clean in June of 2015,
Okay.
and I started to volunteer about 2016,
Okay.
2017 for a while.
So the actual when this all began, the issues with the pain meds, how long ago was that?
I was already taking pain meds when I was here in like 2008.
Okay.
But I wasn't,
Right.
addicted to them.
Okay.
So I moved to North Carolina in 2009,
Okay.
2010, and so, yeah.
So it was about 5 years?
Yeah, it was longer for some reason. But yeah, I got clean in 2015.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. So you came to us to volunteer. So since then, how have things been? How's your life been? I guess kind of picking up from that point, 2015.
And then I got with Kent's amazing recommendation. I mean, it was him who, because he said, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to tell everybody about you.
Okay.
And I don't know, he was like a father I never had. He was
Yeah.
just so encouraging. And because he said, I'm really proud of you. And
Yeah.
it meant a lot to me because I held him in such high honor
Right.
because he's always stood his ground
Yeah.
and never backed down. And he would always say, now, when you really advocate for clients, you're not going to be liked. And I used to always laugh and say, that's okay, because, and I admired him because I was on the executive board.
Yeah.
Coalition with him. So anyway, I started working at Choices Domestic Violence Shelter. I was the supervisor, and
Okay.
I started at the Peer Center actually part-time. It's my first job, and then I
Okay.
went up to the open shelter, and then I've been doing social work for a while, and I with other agencies, and recently walked away from corporation and a company because they were doing what a lot of agencies sometimes do, is create more trauma for our clients. And I could no longer in spirit do it. And so I kind of started doing subcontract work is where I'm at now.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a company that I used to work for. I mean, I used to work for this guy as well. He was the CEO or head of our department. And he went out and got his own company and developed his own so he could do therapy his way.
Oh.
And so in his subcontract work, and I said, the one place I want to go to is the open shelter. And that's kind of short how I ended up here.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.